Good morning, all the students, all the Modernites, and good morning, all the students who have entered the chat room, entered the room. Guys, today we are going to come up. We have come up with a new webinar. Yes, guys, we have been continuing a series since the last 1 year. It has been happened, and we are just going on with the webinars, getting all the Modernites, ex-Modernites for their insights and for their experiences, sharing with you guys so that the mistakes and everything shouldn't be done by you in the future. So a lot of experience regarding the careers and a lot of things and like that. Today I would like to introduce Miss Aditi Singh. Aditi Singh, ma'am, is a alumna of 1998 batch, and today she's gonna have a very interesting webinar with us, guys, because it is gonna be about posture. The topic of today is posture best practices while we study or work at home. So before we start, I'll just give a small introduction about ma'am so that you guys know that it's going to be an interesting session. So, guys, ma'am is actually a physiotherapist, and she has a 16 years of experience and achievements in the field of physical health and rehabilitation, and she has carried the torch of awareness with her physical excellence, with the professional excellence, genuine and ceaseless contributions to promote fitness in the society. Ma'am, when I talk about all these experiences, ma'am is the co-founder and managing partner at Revive Multi-Speciality Physical Health and Wellness Center, and she is also the head of physiotherapy at Revive Physiotherapy Clinics, founder of Clinical Pilots TM India, and founder and master trainer at Fit India Mom Club program, a fitness program for new moms. So I guess that's so much to speak about, ma'am, and it's really going to be an interesting session. And ma'am is also going to do a lot of exercises with you guys, so you're going to enjoy it. So just do watch it. And so, guys, I would really like to introduce ma'am. So, Aditi Singh, ma'am, now it's your place, so you could just come over and speak to our children, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and I'm so sorry, and thank you everybody so waiting patiently. I thought maybe I'll log in and nobody will be there because it's like something really wrong happened.
Ma'am, students are actually eagerly waiting for the exercises, the posture exercises. So, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, what I was saying is it's so nice to connecting back to the roots, like from where we finished our schooling. Schooling, our main thing is the schooling for I think each and every one of us. And modern school has given us a lot, being it study or extracurricular or dance or sports. And still we are in touch with Deepak sir, still we are in touch with Vaibhav, and my own classmate Ghazal is there, she's teaching there. And I would like to thank her. So she had put my name forward through Meenakshi, and then Meenakshi coordinated with me since January. She's been coordinating with me. And then finally we thought, okay, let's do it. Let's do it. So today I am here from my clinic in Bangalore, and the weather is actually not very nice in Bangalore. It's quite sunny, it's quite summery. But let's jump into what for what I'm here. So I just share my screen 1 second. Can you see the screen? What happened? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
sorry. The last screen is opening first.
Yeah.
I'll go back again once. Okay. So
Yes.
today, so when Meenakshi was asking me, ma'am, can you come here and talk? So I'm like, okay, what will I talk? Because it is specifically focusing for the students who are till 12th standard. So which should make sense for them. And then I'm like, okay, full pandemic, people were studying from home. Okay, I have to do something which Meenakshi taught me.
Yes, ma'am, you need to switch off the annotation option.
Disable annotation, right?
Yes.
Okay, I did that now. And I understood why she told me to do that. Okay.
Ma'am, you can just switch off the share off option and then share again the screen and then do the thing again, because then those marks are
okay. I'll do that.
Yes.
We'll do that. Okay. Can you see the screen now?
Yes, ma'am. So you can just switch on this annotation, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So I was saying, so I thought I should choose something which will make more sense for the students. which will make sense for the parents of the students who are working from home, and which will also should make sense for the teachers who are also teaching from home, because everybody is doing things from home nowadays. Yeah. So today I will be talking about best practices while you study or teach or work from home, which is happening in majority of cases all around the world. Yeah, thank you, Manjot, for introducing me. So I'm a physiotherapist. Straight away from finished my 12th standard in 1998. I joined in Bangalore in 1998, joined physiotherapy, did my master's again immediately, and then after 3 years, I went to Canada to be certified into Pilates, mat work and reformer. Then again, I was in Bangalore. So after I got married, I went to Canada. I did my course and came back. Started my own setup in Bangalore, and I have a Pilates studio and I have a clinic in Bangalore. So we were also majority of time working from home, taking online classes, exercise based, which is still going on. Our online classes are still going on. I think which will be there for a long time. I have total, I started my clinic here in 2011, and then before that I worked for 3 to 4 years in different places. I also worked in Bharat Vikas Parishad in Kota for 1 year. That was in 2007. 2008, that was in 2008. So some clinical experience, some academic experience, and then I have been into now completely into fitness and physiotherapy and try to integrate fitness and physiotherapy to see much better results in terms of human posture, in terms of when we talk about the chronic pains and aches, or in terms when we talk about, okay, somebody is having stiffness and then it's what to do about it. You really need to move. So today we will be talking about what are the best practices, not specific to what are the best postures, but what would be the best practices so that your general chronic pains and aches, maybe hip pain, knee pain, upper back pain, neck pain, which you are having because of maybe constant standing or maybe constant sitting, we will be looking into that. And then I have a few exercises formulated for you guys. By the end of the session for 10 minutes, I think I want everybody to just move with me, just move. Moving is really good. Yeah. So, okay, let's go back to so what is posture? First and foremost thing, what is posture? So posture is the attitude of a limb, of the whole body, of your neck, of your hip, assumed by the body, either with support during muscular inactivity. So this is a very technical term. I will try to explain it into very simplified manner. What this line says, it's an attitude of a body, maybe without any muscles or with support. Means when you are sitting, your muscles are actually not very active. They are active to hold that posture into space. When I'm sitting in straight position, so my muscles are working. Yeah, but there is a lot of muscular inactivity. Muscles are working, so my back muscles are working to hold me so that I will not collapse forward. My front muscles are working to support the back muscles to give a nice core contraction that I would be sitting straight in that particular position of mine. Posture also means the coordinated action of many muscles working together to maintain stability. Means when I am walking, when I am running, when I am climbing up and down stairs, when I am swimming, when I am on a horse, doing horse riding. So I need to attain a particular posture. So for that, there would be a coordinated activity of different muscles to provide that particular stability. So when we talk about stability, so I'll show you something. Yes, this is the human skeletal system. So we can see the first image. So the center line says this is the center of gravity which passes through our body, and our posture should be somewhere in that middle space. So not too much forward, not too much back into extension, not leaning on one side, but somewhere in line with the gravity. Yeah, line of gravity should be, and line of gravity determines the correct and proper alignment of our muscles in the body. Yeah. Now, having said that, it is not easy to just be straight and work from the morning to evening. When I say, okay, it should be straight, the posture should be straight, it is impossible to have that straight posture when you are working morning till evening, because muscles are just holding, just holding your that particular alignment in space. What muscles they need? They need the movement. They need a lot of movement so that they can be more flexible, they can be having more mobility within them, so that the blood circulation can run through each and every segment of the body, each and every muscle fiber of the body. Movement is required again so that you have the nice lymphatic drainage. So just sitting at one place and I say, oh, you have back issues because you are not sitting properly, because you are sitting like this, because it is actually not possible to just be in straight position. That straight position causes more pain then. Yeah. So how to deal with that? That is first and foremost thing we will be doing. How to deal with that? Sitting straight is important. Standing straight is important. Sleeping in a good posture is important. Eating food in a good position. Looking at the phone. So now everybody is like this. Yeah, looking at the phone, if I ask you, okay, you have to be like this so that you are in a good posture. But my patients tell me, ma'am, if I'm like this, holding my phone like this, my shoulders, they pain. I really have a lot of shoulder pain. I can't hold my phone like this. Then I have to tell them, okay, keep your hands on the table and look at your phone. And then their neck goes like this. So we will talk about what are the improper postures which have come up through, 1 or 2 decades, since the time the men and the women, when I'm saying men is actually common term, but I will say men and women, because some women, they get offended, okay, we are not men, okay, so fine. So our body is meant to be moving. So when God created us, there were no cars, there was no facility, right? So men used to go climb, you need to cut the wood, you need to have your own fire, things like that. Olden times, our body is meant to be moving. Our body is so strong, our body can be so strong, it just has to keep moving. Problems are happening when you're not moving. When you and me are just sitting in front of the system or the camera, and we are just sitting. You're sitting in the car, you're sitting in front of the laptop or in front of the phone. When you're watching TV, you're just sitting. When you're eating, you're sitting, and you're just sitting in the same posture. So your body is becoming that just sitting posture. You don't want to stand. Standing workstations are also coming up now, because they actually, at least your lymphatic system, your blood circulation, it improves when you're standing also. But this become one thing. So see, I have mentioned, I think, something like that here.
And ma'am, from now on, from the last 1 year, work from home has created this issue even more severe, because people just want to sit at one place and work.
Yes.
Study and work at one place. So
yeah, that is happening.
become...
So you're just static in one position. You're not doing much. So that's why I usually say that the movement is the essence of who we are. We really need to move, and movement heals. When I say that, today's topic is so valid. If you're suffering from some kind of neck strain and the back pain, just move. It's always not about maybe your posture is not right. It also can be maybe your posture is right, but where you lack is you lack movement in the body. So that is first and foremost thing. Yeah. And if I'm not sure if I have heard it so many times, and many people also, they say that sitting is becoming a new smoking, because sitting causes a lot of problems related to our cardiovascular system, our cardiac health, diabetes, our pancreas, they overwork when you're just sitting and not moving. Blood circulation is not proper. Yeah. So sitting is becoming a new smoking. You really need to get up and keep moving. So this is the best practice. What every 1.5 hour, every 2 hours, wherever you are in your office, you are in the school, you are at your home working, you are anywhere, you should have a timer fixed in your phone. Okay, 8 o'clock I start to work, maybe 9:30 or 10 I should take a bathroom break, or maybe a water break. Or if you have the water bottle, like I always keep a water bottle with me, but make sure you get up. When you're drinking water, you try not to be sitting in the same seated position, you try to move around. You just try to get up and go to your neighbor, maybe who's working with you, who's teaching with you, who's learning with you, just talk something. So that gives first thing refreshment, and that allows that blood circulation to suddenly move in the body. That gives some flexibility and mobility to your body and the muscle tissue. So that will be one and foremost thing, that you need to keep moving. Put a timer, 1.5 hour, 2 hour, get up, Just move. Maybe it's 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. Second thing, every 3 to 4 hours, take a longer break. Maybe lunch break, but try to walk. Walking is one thing that you should be doing. Try to walk, try to move around and walk for at least 15 to 20 minutes. If it's a lunch break, maybe you have a lunch break for half an hour. Try to split it. That 10 to 15 minutes, try to walk, and then you need 20 to 15 minutes, just sit and have your lunch. Now, having said that, you should be able to sit peacefully and have your lunch. That impacts so much the way you are sitting post lunch. If you have eaten properly, if you have given yourself a nice good time to eat without this, without this, yeah. Aches, and Bangalore is full of this chronic pains and aches. It's like IT industry is boom. Along with that, these chronic pains and aches, they were the part and parcel. It's like free, free, free. You know, if you're working in IT industry, these pains and aches will be the as a gift. You know, you will be receiving with that. Same thing I think with teaching also, because you are just sitting and doing the same work. Yeah. So having said that, you should have a good posture. So when you are sitting, you sit straight. Yeah. And let's talk about how to be sitting straight properly. First thing, sit up with your back straight. So back should be straight. In straight alignment means your head to tailbone down should be one long line. Shoulders should be rolled back. Yeah, so I'll just stop my screen share. I'll show my full thing and then I'll again share the screen. Okay, so when we were talking about a sitting good posture, slightly more, sit tall, sit straight. Yeah. Shoulders, when I say shoulders should be rolled back, means you're not sitting straight, your spine is straight, but shoulders are coming down. So I'll show my side view now to you. Yeah. So when I'm sitting straight, you can see from neck to tailbone, my posture is straighter. But what happens as soon as I drop my shoulders, so I'm not dropping my spine, I'm just dropping my shoulders. So as soon as my shoulders are rolled forward, slowly my spine rolls down. And majority of the cases, you will be just sitting and working like this. And then what happens when the shoulders are rolled down, spine is flexed forward, your neck goes like this. Can you see that? This is a really bad posture. What to be done here, make sure that your spine, shoulders are rolled back. So as your shoulders are rolled back, your spine becomes more aligned and your neck, which has become like that, it comes back into the position. Yeah, so this is a straight posture. And if your shoulders are rolled forward and still the spine is straight, still there is a lot of pressure in between the scapula. So what is scapula? Your shoulder blades. These are your shoulder blades, your scapula, right? So they move away from the center. Your spine flexes and your neck goes down. Am I looking good now? No, right? No. Suhani is telling no, I'm not looking good. Yeah, but how do I look now? Better? Thumbs up? Yeah, so the posture should be something like this, where you are standing and sitting tall, neck in line, spine is straight and shoulders roll back. So when we talk about the sitting position, when you are sitting, you make sure that the buttocks or the hips should be tucked nicely at the back of the chair. Avoid sitting at the edge of the chair forward and work. As soon as, if you can see, this is the edge of my chair. If I'm sitting forward and working, immediately my flexion of my spine starts. But if I am nicely tucked in, so my buttocks and hips are going towards my chair, and then I have a nice back support to sit. And then you work. Yeah. If you already have any issues with your neck or the low back, and you say that sitting straight I am not comfortable with, it's okay. Put a towel roll at the back. You can put a cushion. You can put a pillow. You can put 2 pillows. Make yourself comfortable. But having said that, again, put in 2-3 pillows and then you slouch down. See how I'm sitting. So I am slouching down and sitting. No. Putting the pillows also you need to be straight. So that is one thing. And it is more about self-awareness. Yes? Am I sitting straight? Am I slouching? I know when you're working, when you are completely focused into your work, when you're doing your assignment, maybe when you are, as a teacher, if you are correcting a exam paper, or as a student, you are just focused. So for 1 or 2 hours, this focus is required. I'm not saying no that you should not be focusing on your work and you're just focusing on how good or bad you are sitting, but it should be simultaneous. It should be simultaneously going on. Yeah, our brain can multitask, and it's a learning process to teach the brain to multitask. Yeah, so this I'll again share my screen. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so third point I've already told, buttock should be touching the back of the chair, spine, sorry, in one line from head to tailbone, or a small cushion, towel roll, or arch support. Many arch support are available in the market. You can, if you really have any kind of chronic low back issue, you can meet your physiotherapist, your neighborhood physiotherapist. The physiotherapist would be able to guide you what kind of back support or arch support is required for your low back. So this was the sitting position. Now, what are the benefits of good posture? Why are we talking about good posture? Are we wasting our time? No, no, we are not. We are not. You and me are not wasting the time. You and me are actually talking something very crucial for us, for our bodies to be pain-free. Yeah. What good posture gives you? First thing is breathing. You can breathe properly. So your lungs are right into the chest cavity. This is my spine, these are my rib cage, my lungs are right here. And lungs are like balloons, right, which are just fitted into my chest cavity. So when I am not sitting straight, when I am collapsing and sitting like this, my chest expansion doesn't happen properly. Let's stop my screen again. So to lungs to expand, to inhale, yeah, you need to open up from the front of the chest. So if you are not sitting straight, you are sitting like this, you are breathing very shallow, you are just breathing here into the apex. We call them the apex of the lungs here, the base of the lungs, and then you have the lobes of the lungs. You really need to breathe. So it doesn't mean that because I said you really need to breathe, you are working. No, you breathe normally. But when you are sitting tall, your capacity, your inhalation capacity improves. You are much more opened from the front of the chest. So which allows you, I want to share my screen again. So which allows more oxygenation in the body. And this more oxygen is anytime good. For any healing, you need more oxygen. For any kind of activity, you need more oxygen in the body, right? So that allows that. And which has been proven by the research, which says that poor posture negatively affects your ability to breathe deeply and fill in your lungs. First and foremost point. To have effective breathing, you should have a nice and tall posture. Second point, it gives you super self-confidence. See, when we are tired, when we are depressed, when we don't, our mood is not good. It's like automatically our shoulders they collapse. You're like, oh, I'm not in a mood to talk. I don't want to do anything, you know. But when you are energized, you are okay. Let's do it. Like what can be done, you know. You are all up and ready. So that posture. So when you stand up tall, you have a presence that, you know, people will notice you well. That is second thing. Third thing, it gives relief from the back, what do you call it? Any kind of chronic back issues or the neck issues. If you have a good posture, next point says it gives improvement in the mood. Your mood is more elevated, optimal digestion. So digestion happens through your intestine, which is right here. So when you are not standing tall or sitting tall, it again puts a lot of pressure on your intestines. Yes. So it helps in good digestion when your posture is also good. Very important point is that you look skinnier. Yeah. So it's like you streamline the whole body when you are standing tall, but it is not the concept of weight management. Okay. That okay, how to reduce weight? Have a good posture. This is one of the things that it makes you look great. It makes you look nice if you have a good posture. Many people who constantly work in front of the system, they have this constant headaches. Yeah. So once it was this constant headaches, we call them spasmodic headaches, and it happens because of so much of strain and tension around maybe your work or maybe your body. So body tension also creates this headache. Okay, so when you have a good aligned posture, it helps in reducing these muscles. So this is the occipital muscle here, which is, so you have this frontal part of the scalp. This is the frontalis, which is again connected with the fascia here and connected down. So everything is connected in our body, right? So if you have strain and the neck and the shoulders travel down, travels up and gives you the tension headache. So they also, you can improvise on them. You can reduce them by having a good posture. And yeah, as you age, our spine deteriorates. I'll just show you one more. So see, these are the some. So first is a good aligned posture, and then we have these are very technical term. I won't be saying those technical terms, but these are the some postures. And second posture is usually, the fourth posture is usually deteriorates us when we age. So when you are aging, you are more going into stooping posture. So you must have seen your grandparents, specifically grandmothers, they usually have this stoop posture because of osteoporosis and because of lack of calcium, and so many reasons are there. Yeah, so that is one thing. Yeah. Now let's talk about how to sit straight and how to not to sit. So I've already explained that how you should be sitting. So let's see how you can manage your work at home. At home, you might not have the good ergonomic chair or might not have the good table or the screen. So we'll just do some adjustments here to see how can it be done. So before that, let's see what are the various problems other than what we have discussed, or we have not discussed. We have discussed the benefits. Now let's discuss the problems which are caused by the poor sitting posture, neck strain. So you can see here my cursor, neck strain, shoulder and upper back soreness, cardiovascular problems. Yeah, because you're just sitting, your heart needs to be loaded, your body needs to be loaded. If the heart if heart pumping is required, for good health of your cardiovascular system. Diabetes is one problem. You're just sitting and doing things, you need to move around, right? Colon cancer, like we said that in a previous slide. Sitting right or standing right, a good posture helps in good digestion. So colon cancer is also one thing which is caused by not exactly poor posture, but yeah, because you're sitting and working. Weak abdominal muscles, weak glutes, and you have tight hip. These are the other things. And disc problems at the low back. Yeah. So many people, they have this disc degeneration, and I'm not going too technical in that, but it's just that if you understand low back issues, hip issues can be because of the poor posture. Okay, so this is one thing, that how you should be sitting. Yeah. So you should be sitting on a good ergonomic chair. If you don't have good ergonomic chair, you can have the arch support available in the market. You can talk to a physio, or you can just put a towel roll at the low back or a pillow. Right here where you can see my cursor. Your neck should be in line. The length of the spine should be straight. The distance between the screen and your eye line should be somewhere around 20-28 inches. Yeah, and your eye line should be straight or slightly down, maybe 5 to 7 degrees down, not completely into flexion and not going into complete extension of the neck. Yes. Arm support is required. Arms should not be hanging. Either the chair should have the arm support, or the table should have the extension where you can keep the arms. So arm support should be there. And you should be, when you're using the mouse, use the mouse pad, which gives a nice alignment of the wrist. So always try to use the mouse pad, which has a small bump at one end. That is for placing the wrist. Yes. If you can see, this lady has a footrest under her feet. That is so important. I am very short. Whenever I go any conferences, anywhere, whenever we are sitting in a conference room, I always feel, oh my God, my legs are hurting because my legs they don't touch the floor if I'm on that particular environment. And I always feel, oh my God, I really want something to be placed under my feet. So feet should be placed directly on the floor flat. They should be touching the floor. And if you feel that you are working where your feet are not touching the floor, grab a stool, put a stool under your chair or table and put your legs on top of the stool. That is required. For teachers, if you are in the school working, you have a staff room and you really feel that you are not able to touch your feet, also make sure touching the feet is important, but this angle here, this angle at the hip should be 90 degrees and this angle at the knee should be 90 or 110 or 20. Not more than that, this angle. If this angle is more, means if your legs are more straight, it pulls the hip muscles here and it strains the low back. That's why we say 90 degrees angle here and 90 degrees angle here, and maintaining this 90 degrees at the hip and the knee, you should be able to place the stool under the foot. So if something like this is happening, teachers, for you, grab your own stool, keep it under your own chair. Keep it there and keep your feet elevated. Same thing applies for the students also. Yeah, and these are the things, the basic things, and you should be sitting and working into a very light, the environment which has light, so that you're not straining. What happens when you are working with dim light? You go like this. So when you're going like this, what is happening to your neck? Neck is going like this. Or when you're focusing a lot, again your neck goes like this. So this neck chin out posture is actually a not a good posture. So if you see someone like this, tap and say, okay, tuck your chin in. Tuck your chin in, open the chest, shoulders roll back, spine straight and sit. Yeah, or stand. So these are the things. Also, if you can see, the elbow flexion here should be 90 degrees again. So your shoulders are nicely towards your tongue and your elbow should be 90 degrees flexed. And this is a proper environment of how to work. So if you're working on the laptop, they have shown the system, the computer, but you're working on the laptop, you can put 3-4 books under your laptop and raise the height of the laptop so that the screen of the laptop is right at your eye line. That is one very basic thing which you can do. Yes. Okay, these are again some postures. So again, the first posture is similar to what I showed. Sorry. Yeah, here. So if you can see here, because her feet are touching the floor, there is no need to putting the stool under, but if you require, you can put a stool and see the position 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Spine is straight and neck support is also there. Yeah, and the screen can be slightly forward, forward or slightly down. This is a high stool kind of a thing. If you're not comfortable on a chair, you keep changing your chair. If you're working from home, it's option that you can keep changing your chair and keep changing your right seated posture. So this is a high stool here. This girl is using. This is again a high stool where if you can see, this has no adjustment. This table has no adjustment of the height. But what she has the extension for the keyboard. So the keyboard can come near to the body and then you can work, rather than the keyboard is very far and you are leaning forward and working. So I'll stop my screen here. So what I meant is, so if the keyboard is next to the body, so you can work nicely. So then you can have this 90 degrees of, so I don't have the armrest. Okay, but you should have the armrest and you work here. Rather than keeping the keyboard somewhere far and working, that compromises the posture. So your screen can be far, but the keyboard should be forward. If you're working on the laptop, you cannot move the laptop forward, no space, use an additional keyboard. Yeah, Wi-Fi or with wire, additional keyboard and keep it close to the body. Okay, I'll go back to my screen again. Okay, you can see this third picture here. So she has the adjustment of the table. This here, the screws are there. You can see the lever is there. So if you have something like that, that makes it easy to go up and down as you want. Here you see the second picture I forgot to tell. She's having a pillow in between her knees, and her knees are going back. This is also one position. So what you can do, just keep a small towel roll or keep a small cushion Just press it and release. It's very good exercise. We will be doing that also. Press it and release it. It gives nice engagement of your inner thighs of your body. And see the fourth picture here, she has good back support and the neck support both, and the other posture is remaining the same. This is the standing desk, which is also very popular nowadays. This is standing desk, but again you see she's standing straight and tall. She has good distance between the screen and her eye, but her alignment of the shoulders is same. Shoulders are towards the trunk, elbows are flexed, and then she is working. So the key is the keyboard should be closer to the body. Yes, so we go to the next screen. Okay, so what helps in maintaining good posture? What mobility exercises of the spine and the extremities? Extremities are your hands and your legs. We'll be doing these exercises now. Flexibility exercise you should be doing 5 times a week minimum. 5 times a week. Strengthening exercise you should be doing 5 times a week. Breathing exercise should be done in regular intervals. Specifically, every 1.5 hours, you can just stay tall and start to inhale and exhale. Walking and jogging should be there as a habit. Yeah, keep a check on what you eat. That's what I said. Eating right is so important to give you that nice alignment in the spine, to work so that your intestines, they are working properly and they are giving you the nutrition from the food. We want the nutrition from the food. We don't want the junk from our food, right? Proper sleep is so important. 8 hours minimum sleep is required. So what is happening these days? People, they go sleep, take the phone, and then you put the alarm of 8 hours, but for 2 hours you are just on your phone. Light is off, and you're, arey bhai, light is off. There is no point of looking at your mobile. It strains the eye, it gives you those tension headaches. Your neck alignment goes. Then your sleeping posture is not good. If you are using the phone and during your sleep and looking at the phone, this is a very bad posture when you are trying to sleep. Yeah, I mean it gives you a very bad posture when you're trying to sleep. Yeah, and then you should be having sufficient water throughout the day. Our body 70% is water, fluid. Yeah, and you need that. Your body needs to consume that fluid. So if you are working in AC also, you really need to consume water. People, they say we are working in AC, we don't feel thirsty, or otherwise we have to go to for the bathroom break. Go to the bathroom break. No, it's okay. Doesn't matter. And this bathroom breaks also gives you some kind of mobility, which is good. One thing. Second thing, water consumption is required for all the internal systems. Your kidneys, they really need cardiovascular system, our intestine, all these systems in the body, your muscles, your fascia, your ligament, they require a lot of water to be more supple. Your skin requires a lot of water. Yeah, so water is one thing which helps in maintaining good posture, because if your muscles and the ligaments have sufficient water, they are more supple. They are not very stiff then. Yes, so movement is the essence of who we are, and movement heals. And let's do some exercises. Yes, so I will stop my screen share. Okay, so we will start with the sitting position. So I was saying, put an alarm for 1.5 hours and do some simple exercises. That could be very simple, basic exercise of the neck. So see, our neck is not meant to be like this. Our neck is meant to be moving. This is the one of most mobile area of our spine, which moves maybe 100 times a day. I'm not sure. Yeah. So simple exercise of the neck is this rotation. So everybody with me. After every 1.5 hours, move the neck on both the sides, keeping again the shoulders rolled back, spine straight, and do it maybe for 10 to 20 minutes. And you really don't need to do anything else when you're doing this. They are simple neck movements, and you should be doing it maybe 4 to 5 times a day. Nothing will go wrong to your neck. Okay, so these exercises are for people who have no issues in life. No issues in life in the sense they are not having any aches and pains. If you are having no neck pain, no neck prolapse or disc or degeneration, things like that, If you're not gone to a doctor for any issues like this, you can. So these are to avoid the problems with the spine. Yeah. So when you have the problem with the spine, meet your neighborhood physiotherapist. Your physiotherapist is the right person to guide you what exercise to be done in what condition. Yeah. So this is to be pain free. One exercise. Second is this. And when you do this, and when you go down, you really feel a nice stretch. You should be able to feel a nice stretch from back of the neck to in between the shoulders to down. So you should have a nice pull of the muscle. Because this muscle really needs to stretch. You are holding the neck. Muscle doesn't want to be like this. It really wants to be stretched and lengthened nicely. These are the two basic exercises. The third one, the shoulder blades. So we have rolled back the shoulders, arms are down, and you lift both the shoulders up towards the ears, and you slowly bring them down. So the exercise should not be done like this. This is not the exercise. The exercise is you go slowly, equally, both the shoulders towards the ears, and equally you bring them down with control and try to stretch it more down. Feel a nice stretch at the collar of the neck and collar of the shoulder. Bring it up and down again, and you can just breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and you really feel that your shoulder blades are moving up and down very nicely. Down. Yes. Now the third one is put the arms up and come back. Your shoulder are again your shoulder and your hip joints. They really need to be mobilized. You can use the water bottles in your hands, 1 liter each, and then you can do the same thing. So the next exercise, sitting, we are just sitting and doing. This will not take 5-7 minutes. Every one and a half 2 hours you can do this. Also using the same water bottle, go up and down, up and down. Yes, so this is the other one. So mobilizing the shoulders, mobilizing the elbow and the shoulders. And now what I want you to do is, now slightly move towards the edge of the chair. Yeah, with both the hands. Second, to show my full posture. Possible. Okay. Okay, sit at the edge of the chair. With both the hands, hold the back of the chair, opening the chest and arching up. So I can show like this. So you will have moved in front. Now move in front. Yes. And then with your hands, you hold the back of the chair and push your spine. You push your spine into that nice extension and open the chest. Yeah? So it will give the nice stretch to these muscles which are like this, and your spine will be stretched nicely, arching, and hold that for 5 seconds and relax. Stretch, hold it, relax, stretch, hold it, and relax. Now same thing, we are in the same position. You hold the back of the chair and you try to lean forward as much as possible. My chair is moving, but try not to move the chair. So what I'm doing, I'm just holding the chair, I'm just feeling my arms, I'm just giving some traction to my shoulder joints. Stretch, stretch nicely. So in turn, what happens? My these shoulder blades, which have become like this, they try to come towards each other. Yes? And the last sitting exercise, some twists, some rotation. So if I want to rotate on my left, I will take my right hand and I just want to touch the back of the chair. While my left hand is on my thigh, and I will rotate my spine with my neck and just hold this position. You should be able to feel the stretch here, and your obliques should be having the stretch. Hold it 5 to 10 counts. Come back. And you again move on to the other side. Hold it. And come back. And one more, you can do sitting side bend. So again, keep your hands on the thighs. Right hand can go and you lean on one side. So you open up nicely into these ribs. They should be able to open up and you can just hold this position 5 to 10 seconds and breathe. breathe. So they really need to open up. Your lungs, they really need to expand. Your lateral part of your ribs, you're opening them because they have collapsed. You are sitting morning till evening. So you open up into the sides of the lungs and you come back. Yes. So these are the basic sitting exercises which you can do on your desk. Let's do some standing exercises quickly. So move my chair. Okay. So standing, first thing is there on the toes. So you raise up on the toes and you come back. So you can hold any wall or something, or you can just touch your table. So you are raising your heel and down, raise up, down, raise up, maintaining this nice length in the spine. You are taking the heels up and down. And now, how to show myself? Okay, you can see now, yes. And now I am raising my heels and I am bending my knee. Raising my heel, bending my knee. Raising my heel, bending my knee. My hip and knees are going into nice bend and my thighs and the glutes, they are working. Yes? And you can repeat these again for 8 to 10 counts. Yeah? Next we will do same position. I can hold my one hand for the support and other hand can be on the straight. Just move on the side. These are simple exercises, can be done anywhere, anytime. If you have standing duty in the school, you will stand and be bored, right? Just do this. Both the sides and then up, up, up. And then same thing goes for the extension. Glutes. For the glutes work. Yes, so these are the simple sitting, simple standing exercises can be done at your workplace. Yes, so let me quickly share my screen again and see what is remaining. Okay, so lying exercise we are not doing because we don't lie down and work. Yep. Okay, so we are done. Actually, we are done. Thank you so much. I'm all open for any questions if anybody wants to ask me. Also, I have this Instagram page which is known as Pilates with Aditi. Do follow me. I'm doing a series of Instagram live sessions specifically for women's health, oriented towards women's health. So we have done a couple of Insta live sessions like healthy toileting habits, healthy aging in women, which is there. What is scoliosis? Many girls in adolescent age suffer from scoliosis, which is nothing but side bend of the spine. So very nice topics have been covered and very nice topics are coming up again. And now I am thinking I'll do a small video on what we did today. Some exercises to show which will be there. You can check those exercises anytime. And I am there on Facebook again on Pilates with Aditi. So I am all done. Any questions, please? You can ask me.
Ma'am, there are a few questions. So could we just switch off this the sharing screen? You could just switch it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a second, ma'am. Yeah. First of all, ma'am, it was a really nice explanation of a lot of things, and even a lot of teachers have joined us from the school. So I'm sure they must be practicing that, and obviously the students. Ma'am, we do have a few questions from our end, and all the students and the participants, if you have any questions, please mention in the chat box. So, you know, whatever the questions are, they will be surely asking ma'am about them. Ma'am, here we have a question from Saloni. Saloni is asking ma'am that ma'am, when I practice to sit straight for a while, then again I want to bend down, my back starts paining. So why is that? I mean, what can be done? Because she has a question, ma'am.
Okay, Saloni. See, so I think she's asking. I think you were asking when you try to sit straight for a long time, you feel to stoop down again. Is that the question?
Yeah, ma'am. I believe that itself is asking.
Okay. So see, this happens for any one of us. So that's what I started saying, that sitting straight is a very difficult task to do. Sitting straight and working. That's why you need to move around. Whenever you feel that you are sitting stall for some time and you feel like stooping, change your posture. You come in standing posture and you start to do something. Okay? Otherwise, just try to move your neck. Some simple exercises which I have told you. And it comes with practice. One day you will feel that maybe after half an hour only you are feeling that, okay, I'm not able to maintain. But after a week time, after 10 days time, you will feel, oh, I can increase that stamina in me to be in that particular posture. And it comes with practice and it takes time. And you are also now growing. Your muscles are growing now. You are in a growing phase. Yes. So the way you train your muscles now will impact when you become little more grown up. So try to have this practice, some exercises, these habits which I have told you now only. And yeah, it takes time. When we talk about our body exercising, it doesn't come, like you really have to be consistent in doing that. And it will come.
Right. Ma'am, another question is that small children watch TV or mobiles while lying down. So how does it affect their health? I mean, nowadays we know that, games, they have those, a lot of games, PUBG type of games which they play, though it's banned, but like that, there are a number of games. So this lay down and just play, watch Netflix and, a lot of things. So in that case, ma'am, how does it affect their health? I mean, the posture, the body system, how does it affect that?
Okay, see, lying down and watching TV, my kids also they do that. And every time I see them, I'm like, sit straight and do. Why? Because you are lying down on your stomach and you are watching like this. Usually that is the main thing kids they do, or either they lie down straight and their neck will be, so they lie down and their neck will be on one side. So usually either they are lying in straight position, chest up or tummy down. Both have bad impact on the neck muscles. So if they are on the tummy and they are watching the TV like this, they are overstraining the neck muscles and the what do you call them, the upper back muscles. So it strains a lot. Again, if they are lying down straight and their neck is tilted to one side, it not only affects the neck alignment, it also affects the eye alignment. Because both the eye lines should be focusing in one center. What happens when you are on the side? The center is not there. So it affects the eye line. It affects the focus. Yeah, so posture is affected specifically of the neck and the upper back, which includes the shoulder blade as well.
Right. Ma'am, we have a question from Mr. Nishit Jain. He is asking that can you suggest something for GBS?
GPS.
GBS.
What is GPS? Sorry.
I will sure. I'm just. Can you just, Mr. Nishit Jain, mention the full form so that ma'am can be clear, like what is it all about, so she can suggest something.
GPS.
No, it's GBS. B for ball. G for Goa.
Oh, it is Guillain-Barré syndrome. Are you talking about this Guillain-Barré syndrome?
Yes.
Okay, what is the question? If you can tell me, please, again.
Yes, he just mentioned something for GBS, so maybe I will be suggesting, asking some exercises from your end or something like that.
No, I am not very clear with the question. Can you unmute him?
I'm just doing that, ma'am.
So, hi, Dr. Aditi.
Yeah, hi, Nishit. Please tell me.
So I'm a recovering case of GBS, and it's been like 1.5 years or more now.
You are very low. I'm not able to hear you. Sorry.
Am I audible or not?
Yeah. Tell me.
So I was saying that it's been more than 18 months now that I've been from GBS and this respiratory failure and a lot of things.
So you suffered from GBS.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. So you just connect with me on phone. I'll discuss with you.
Yeah, because I'm in this physiotherapy sessions. I'm like regularly taking like from 18 months. I'm like non-stop. Yes. I'm working on this physiotherapy session.
Yeah.
So just yesterday when I just saw this webinar is showing up, I was like, okay,
so what I'll do is I'll put my number on the chat box. 98861. Yes, it's there on the chat box. Take down my number and call me anytime.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Any other question?
Yes, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am. Yeah. Ma'am, another question is that what can be done to avoid joint problems in old age? I mean, if there is someone who's a senior citizen guy, so like, what would you suggest the postures that a person should keep in mind, an old age person, when he sits or something?
See, the main idea of the posture is the same. They should be sitting straight. Sitting straight becomes problem when they are old if they have not practicing this thing in their young age. That is the main thing. Yes. So for
Right.
us, you and me, we should be practicing this now so that our old age, our posture is much more better. But if somebody has already not a very good posture in the old age, when they are sitting, they should be seated supportive. And old age, they should be doing more strength training. Strength training in old age really helps. Strength training, I really mean strength training, dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells. They should be really doing that, but under the supervision of a physiotherapist again. I am a physiotherapist, so I am like full, I will say any exercise, connect your physiotherapist. Yes. So old age also, there are so many geriatric or old age based exercises which focus on the flexibility, mobility, and the strength training, which helps in a good posture. So somebody feels that I don't have a good posture, have an exercise planned out for you yourself. Each body is so different. So what I have told you today is just very basic mobility exercises you can be doing in between your working hours. But something very specific, I think you should get a proper consultation done for that.
Right. So, guys, I guess I'm sure you heard it. Ma'am said that if you want a good, well, healthy old age, so start working on a posture from round right now. Because we see kids sitting here. So I believe for them, because like in the future, mobiles and maybe more technology is gonna come, and obviously it will. So it's gonna be a more problem towards the posture thing. So yeah, work from now onwards, and
Yes.
that will make your life better in the future. So, ma'am, like I just want to ask this question, that people become more conscious about their health and posture during the pandemic. Do you feel that this trend will continue now onwards? It's just a random question, but what is your view on that? I mean, since you're in the field and you must be meeting a lot of people, I'm sure, because I'm being there from Bangalore. I mean, is a big, because it's a IT hub, so you must be meeting a lot of people with such things. So, what's your view, ma'am?
Opinion on how to, sorry?
Ma'am, opinion is that, do you feel that this trend that people became very health conscious towards their health and posture during the pandemic, do you feel that this trend will continue now onwards, or it will
See, I
just...
think the trend of being fit and eating healthy and being a good posture was there before pandemic. And I think pandemic, because most of us, we were not working for almost 3-4 months. So that gave an insight to many people that, okay, let's motivate others and let's have this whole campaign about be fit and eating right. And I think it's good. If it's staying back also for some time, I think it's good. It's good for our younger generation, for our kids. They will know that, how to be more healthy. And healthy lifestyle is something that I think you and me should practice. Maybe eating healthy, or maybe sleeping on time and getting up on time, or it's just about having more intake of water, or maybe sitting right and doing things. Because healthy habits is not one thing. It's a
Right.
complete package. It's a complete package, and you can pick and choose what is benefiting you. Having said that, it's a whole package. If you practice the whole thing, I think it's well and good.
Something
It
that
will show
actually
more good results. Yeah.
something that actually suits them, according, because to the region also there are different things. So something that suits them according to the region as well as their health.
Yeah.
Right. Ma'am, okay, guys. So if you want to connect to ma'am, ma'am's Instagram ID, ma'am has shared, right? Ma'am, can you just repeat it again once?
It's Pilates with Aditi.
Right. So, guys,
Put it there. It's Pilates with Aditi on Instagram. You can look for me there, and any issues you can get in touch with me.
Right. So you can just have a word with ma'am. Means you can just check the videos and everything, or if you want to connect, you can just message her and speak to her. Yes, this was it. So, ma'am, thank you so much. for being here and, you know, all the important and precious time and coming here and speaking to us about it. And, you know, those exercises are really helpful. And I would believe, ma'am, if anytime you come to Kota, do visit Modern School. And
I will do definitely.
and when the things get fine, like when the students and, you know, everything comes back, so you could just come in the morning and do a small exercise for us students, with us students, you know, speak about this thing. It would be there, because face-to-face interactions, still you can't, I mean, there's no alternative to that, obviously. But yes, right now the situation is different, so we are doing this. But anytime you come to school, whenever you're in Kota, and, you know, it would be really great for us.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, and thank you so much again. And I hope Deepak sir is doing good after his
Yes.
health condition.
Sir
Yeah,
is
so
all
give my
good.
regards to him. Hi to
Yeah.
Vaibhav again.
Sorry,
And
ma'am.
Ghazal, if you are here, hello. And thanks Meenakshi, and thank you Manjot for supporting all through here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So guys, thank you and thanks, ma'am. So we'll end this right now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank
Take
you. Bye.
care.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.